the most sense for your business and you, and all the options you have when you do decide to come with us on this BoldTrail journey. So to that point, keep in mind that, let me back up one, sorry everyone. Keep in mind that this is not the getting started. This is not the why choose BoldTrail presentation, nor is it the next level training that we do. So you have 4 different types to choose from. So if you're along the way for a road here, or on, deciding what you're going to do on the road you pick, just keep that in mind. Today we're calling CRM marketing. So on Wednesday, there's I believe it is a getting started. So if you're looking to get started, so I'm going to make some assumptions here, and I'm not going to be showing how to get started with the platform, but rather how to leverage the marketing tools, because folks, here's an easy thing to think about. If you're not reaching out to them, then who is? It's not you. And if I'm not driving them to my website, how do you expect to win that business when they're ready to give it to us? So I just want you thinking about that, whatever decision you decide to make. If you were on KV Core, you should be on BoldTrail now. There was nothing you needed to do. The only thing that you do need to do is re-download the mobile app. If you were on KV Core, just follow the instructions as we point out on the main dashboard where it says, download the mobile app. I'll even show you here right now. Stand by. Right there in the upper right. You should be seeing my screen right now. Everyone good on that? So you just click download mobile app. Then you're going to go ahead and there's actually a link. It says text me the link if I'm an Apple person. Text me the link if I'm an Android person. Please follow this path. Re-download the Open House app and the agent dialer, the predictive dialer, the mobile app, and you'll be in good shape. Everything else stays the same, folks. Is that not easy? Now, if you're making a decision and you're trying to determine if, should I use this one, that one, or the other one, then just keep these things in mind, okay, that you'll be downloading it for the first time. There's nothing you need to worry about. So what are we talking about today? Yes, it's recorded. Yes, EXP is going to make this available to all of you. And we appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time here today, because I know you're busy and I know you got stuff to do. The last thing in the world that you need is one more thing to learn while we're trying to juggle our lives and our professional business. So the hope here, and that's really the point of it all, if you think about it, let's automate as much as we can so I can focus on all those other things. You have tools here on this BoldTrail platform, smart campaigns, area market reports, property search alerts, birthdays, home anniversaries, behavioral automation, scheduled mass emails, and the list keeps going on. My point is, which one are you going to use? Because you got to get them to your website. Here at Inside Real Estate, and specifically for BoldTrail, the whole team has taken like this vision, this perspective of we need to stop the search. And what I mean by that is they're not, where are they searching? Are they on your website? This is how it all works, friends. If you're going to take this path, then you need to take some accountability here and do the very best you can to give people a reason to go to your website consistently, even if they're not serious right now, right? You got to nurture them until they are. We have all these tools. So that is the short of what we're looking here to do today is I'm going to give you a tour of where those are. And we'll even do a little use case so you can walk away from this. I'm thinking maybe tell me yay or nay, maybe create a 4th of July email and send it out to your entire database. How about that? This one example of marketing that might be helpful for all of you as we come around the corner for this 4th of July. So here we are. I mean, when you think about it, the stats tell us that you got to reach out at least 5 times. This could be an email, this could be a call, this could be a text, it could be all 3 and then some, right? You got to give at least 5 before that conversation comes with you and that person. I mean, if you think about it, when someone signs up on a Zillow website or one of the big box real estate search websites, how many agents are reaching out to them in that first 1-2 weeks? And is it any wonder why you don't get a follow-up? Because they're just like, hey, I'm just starting my search. Chill out. I'll let you know. This is essential, folks. We have to have a plan in place. 80%, that's a big number. That's significant. But look at the stat. I know you all can read, but that means that most actually don't do that. They're like, oh, I gave them a call. Oh, I sent them an email. Oh, I sent them a text. They didn't respond. It must be a bad lead. And you couldn't be further from the truth, friends. We don't know what they are yet, right? We don't know what we don't know until we do. And that's a good point to keep in mind. Just because they didn't reach out today to you does not mean that they're not going to reach out to you tomorrow if you are consistently engaging them, staying top of mind, making it easy for them to go to your website and not a Zillow, Realtor, Homes, Redfin website, which isn't going to help our goals here. Today, we're going to focus on behavioral alerts. It's a big strength of why this platform, one of many, but one of the biggies on why we can convert leads at such a high level compared to many other options that are out there. We're reaching out at the right time with the right message based on their behavior. And we have some control of this. So I'm going to outline and give some best practice recommendations on how to use these tools. But they do not work if they're not going to your website. I mean, they work, but my point being, that's the whole point, that they're going to the website. The behavior alert lets you know, hey, Brett just saved property as a favorite. The system sends a text out to Brett saying, hey, you want to see more info on 123 Main? Just sending someone a let me know if you have any real estate needs is not enough anymore, guys and gals. Okay, so we're engaging them at the right time with the right message. We'll talk best practices. Just because you call it 2 o'clock today and then they don't pick up, or they don't respond to your email, or they don't respond to your text, or all three, does that mean they're not going to buy our list ever in their life? No, absolutely not. You cannot give up at this point. You're like, okay, I did my due diligence now, then I'm going to keep nurturing them until they do respond when they are ready to give me their business. Is that fair? I mean, isn't that the experience I would say all of us kind of have to deal with? Oh, they didn't pick up. It's a bad lead. Or I'm just browsing if you do talk to them. We couldn't be further from the truth. I'm just browsing until I'm not. And why do we say that? And every single one of you knows it. I go to the car lot, right? I'm going to buy a car, but not today. I just wanted to go check it out. See the color. Look at the interior. Same idea in real estate. So you got to say, great, browse away. You have a safe and private real-time sync with your MLS website that nobody's going to contact you except me. It's another way to look at it. Instead of having 20 agents reaching out, behavioral automations are not part of our smart campaigns. Folks, we call our drips, the email text type drips, smart campaigns, and they are smart. You have them in the system, the platform already. We have one for every stage of the client journey in a default fashion. Yes, you can edit them. Yes, you can change them. Yes, you can choose not to use them if you want. But if you're not following up, again, that means someone else is. How do you expect to win that business? It's not date-based. We do have a birthday text and email already built into the system. Granted, you need to find out what their birthday is, and then a home anniversary, close date. A year from now, you can flip the switch and say, hey, it's been a year already. How's everything going? You cannot change the behavioral automations, meaning that you can't create your own. But if you think of the trigger, that is the thing that starts it, what starts it? Behavior on the website. But you can change them. You don't like what they say? You can turn them off individually, and that moment will come for all clients because they will work. You'll go, they responded to a text that I didn't even send. What is this? Where did this come from? That's what it came from. Okay. Now you can change it, but do note before you go changing anything, they haven't tested a lot, like hundreds of thousands of times for response. So just keep that in mind. It's your business after all. I'm just going to hopefully guide you so you can do more. That's the goal here. So what we're going to do, I'm almost done with the slides. We're going to do a live drive. I just wanted to set the stage so when you hear these things, hopefully we can reinforce their learning for you. Because this is not meant to be what does CRM A do or CRM B do as compared to all three, but I'm here to focus on in the platform, okay? I would recommend you taking the Why Choose BoldTrail session, which I believe is next Monday. It kind of resets and moves them around. Check out your EXP calendar. Would be a good one if you're like, well, wait, just can give me the high level stuff. Is that fair, everybody? In the system, we have this left menu that has the main aspects of all of your powerful tools to help you manage your real estate business. Marketing is where we're going to be spending the main focus of our time here today. Behavioral automation, we'll take a peek. I'll give some best practices so that you feel comfortable in how it works. Keep in mind that when we're in the platform, you don't even have to use that left menu. One of the new enhancements with the BoldTrail platform as compared to anything before is you have what we call an omni search up top left. I can search for anything in the system, an email, an MLS ID. Remember, your system's synced with that. Your website has it connected to your MLS, so does the platform. You want to find a listing, it's in there, okay? But if I'm looking for a specific aspect of the system, you can also just type it in. If you're like, where did he go? Where was it? Was it marketplace? Was it marketing? Just type it in. Make sense? We want to make it as easy as possible. Now, if you have, and I hope you have attended our Getting Started, which we will repeat and is available to you via recording, just reach out to EXP support if you want to get a copy of that. We talk about setting it up. And when we talk about setting up the platform, one of the key things you can take away is that everything is based on, and when I say everything, I mean everything, based on contact status. And these are the 7 statuses that exist in the platform. Take a minute to just take a look around before I keep yapping. And the idea is we have think of it as being connected throughout the whole platform, no matter where you are. All the drip smart campaigns are based on status. That means I have a client campaign, I have a close campaign, a new lead campaign, a prospect campaign. That's separate. Okay. But this was the default setting for all of you right now. That's why I'm showing it to you. Client's not on, closed is not on. How do you know all that stuff? Because you toggle it on. If they're gray, left, off, blue, or depending, it might not be blue, but to the right, depending, new lead and prospect. And I know you're probably already asking, well, how do you define those? When is it a new lead? We have all that available. Hit that little live chat in the system. There's a support resources. Type in behavioral automation. You'll be linked to an article, or contact status in seconds. But the short of it is, new leads are people that sign up on your website. Active leads are those that have actually responded to you. So think about that. Now, my director and I were chatting through this morning. She created this amazing slide deck, by the way. Thanks, Kelly. Although it's not turned on, you might think about toggling on archived. Why? Well, if it's your lead, you can delete a lead. And I know sometimes we get frustrated. Maybe you don't like how that person treated you, or you just believe they will never, ever be a real estate opportunity for you. And it's your business again. But I've had it happen. I've seen it happen. Someone says, I'm not looking anymore. Can you turn everything off? You archive them. Shuts off all communication. What happens in 6 months if something changes and they see an email from you that they used to have, or they just type open a Google search and they're like, oh yeah, Brett'sWebsite.com. It reactivates them if they do start their search again. So if I left these alerts on, I would know that you all of a sudden started your search 6 months from now, instead of just writing you off. I mean, if you think about so if we talk internet conversion rates of, I generated a lead online, what's the percentage, statistical percentage to convert this to a real deal? And it's like 1 to 3%. That's not awesome. That means that you need to generate 100 leads to get a deal a month. And then on top of that, it takes 6 to 19 months on average, 6 to 24, depending on where you look, to actually go through the whole thing. So think about that. The person that's just browsing today, right? What about 3 months from now? Did you check on them? Maybe something changed. This is important. You have all the tools to do this. What you're looking at right now is a screenshot of a contact record. We've highlighted my great Aunt Martha Pennybags as the contact. And I'm pointing out over here on the right, which I'll show you how to do this again, but I can turn off those behavioral alerts whenever I want. Why would you do that? Here's the scenario. I get a new lead. I start sending them property search alerts to my BoldTrail website. They do a behavior. They save a property as a favorite. They look at one property 3 times. They look at 10 properties in the past couple days. Just a few examples. Well, here's a magical part of the BoldTrail platform. When they respond, they, the lead, text, email, or logged call, it will shift the status for you so you're following up now. I'll say that again. When the lead responds in some way, text, email, or you actually logged a call in the system, either through mobile app or the laptop, because you can call from your laptop or desktop or text. It'll move it for you so you'll know that, oh, they said something. Drop the old campaign, add the new campaign for you. You didn't even have to do it, but this will still be in play. So if I spoke with you and you said, yeah, let's meet on Thursday, do you still want to keep these firing out? You can turn them off individually. That was the point. Instead of for the whole category. You don't want to turn it off for everyone. At least that's the recommendation. Again, your business, you decide what makes sense. As long as you understand how it works, then I feel good about that. So you're going to get an email that's going to tell you, hey, they just did this thing. We reached out to them for you. They came from our fancy smart number. It's like, if those of you familiar with the Twilio, that's our partnership. Google Voice is that type of number. It's an internet number. So you will know whether you access the contact record from your mobile app, which I know all of you have downloaded that have decided to move in this direction, and on the leads timeline in the actual, like your laptop. It will say, oh, we just reached out and sent the new behavior alert. Now, I want to tell you that as I go through some screenshots here, because you might be thinking, well, what if they do all of those behaviors? Does that mean that they're going to get all of those and then unsubscribe because I just sent them 15 emails and texts? No, they only get one of those per 72 hours. You'll be notified of the behavior, but there won't be any engagement per 3 days. So at some point, you're going to turn it off. As soon as you start talking to them, you're going to be done. You did its work. Now, and maybe I keep sending you property search alerts, right? That's our ultimate goal. Not sending a fancy email or a text, but getting them shopping on your website. But you have this in addition. And this is what I just referenced. We have 2 statuses that what I just told you, the automation in the behavioral automation moves it to a different status for you. So then you can not attack them, but engage them, right? With, it's your turn now. We got them talking. You don't know which one's going to actually respond, but when they do, I can now say, show me all my active leads. I mean, granted, they could have said, who is this counts as much as I have $10 million and I want to buy tomorrow. You make the decision on how to move forward based on their response. But the point you can take away is you don't even have to think about it. We're doing it for you. Oh, we see they responded to a text. Oh, they responded to an email. Oh, you actually got them on the phone? Making sense to everyone? It's only 2 statuses, new lead or prospect. And these will become familiar if they're not yet, or maybe you're hearing this for the first time. So let's talk through it a little bit, right? I haven't been reaching out to you because if I did and you did respond, you'd already be in active status. So it means I have had no communication with you yet as far as the system's concerned. I mean, you might have called them on your cell phone last Tuesday, but if the system doesn't know that, that doesn't count. Fair? Just pretend you made a log call and said, spoke to them last Tuesday. Done. So if there's some contact, the idea is, why do all these tedious little things in the system? Oh, what campaign am I supposed to use? When am I going to reach out to them? When's the best time to reach out to them? This is all here for you, folks. It's based on their behavior we're engaging. You can be having lunch closing business at escrow and someone just saves a property and you're doing multiple things at once. That's the idea. Put the entire cycle of generating lead, engaging lead, nurturing lead becomes a client, and then I sell them, and then I keep going around and around and around. I go buy list, buy list, buy list. I say it's never the end. You have a platform, a system like this, however you decide to do it, there is no end. It is the homeowner. Think of it as the entire life cycle. You know, you want to get them the next time they want to sell and then buy another house, and the next time they want to buy or list, then you got to stay friends with them, right? And you got to stay top of mind. You have all the tools to do that. So CRM marketing, hopefully we're starting to get a feel for the options that you have in here, right? Doesn't count unless there's actually been a contact. When we reach out, what do you say? Now, as I've been explaining to you, everything's already there. I mean, your website's connected to your MLS real time, check. I have valuations, area market reports on my website, check, as well as just regular, you know, property search, okay? I have smart campaigns already built in. I don't have to build them. I just turn them on. And if I want to change them, I can. You don't have to do anything there. So when you think about when you are reaching out personally, think about things here, not just, you know, let me know if you need anything with real estate, or if you want to see that one property, let me know, and then just let it go there. You know, try to make it, give them something. Did you know this was going on in your neighborhood next weekend? Or, you know, some fact about the market or something that we know that they would need, not just a check-in. It's kind of a waste of time, not a waste of time, but not as effective, I would say, a better way to put it. And remember, you got an AI built into the platform, so maybe you don't want to write the email. So use the smart assistant. It can write one for you, or write the text, or create a call script. It's all there. Make sure it's easy. We don't want to write a book, right? Newsletters, great. That's going to be something that you're going to have to create if you know, someone doesn't do it for you. But it's easier than you think. But these are great, you know, touch points. I'm actually offering something of value. And we can use the mass email, or I could schedule the email to out into the future. How about you schedule an email right now to go out on the 4th of July, at 8 a.m. or whenever. We're about to get in there, folks. Just trying to set the stage so then we can say, oh, yeah, that's what he just talked about. Smart campaigns, that's our drips. You got them. You got them for every stage of the client journey. Sphere, prospects, new lead, client, contract, closed. There are some laws out there, folks. You cannot mass text like we used to be able to do. I will just say, when you try it, if those folks that you're trying to mass text all at once have not all opted in, meaning that you can't prospect using mass texting, basically, unless they're all of it have either one, responded to a text they opted in that you sent them, or they just signed up on your website. You know, if they registered and said, here's my email, that would do it. Now, you can individually text 1,000 people. I just can't text 1,000 people all at once. Emails, we can do that. Fair? Great resources on your website. Again, get them there. You have highly advanced websites, regardless of what you think it may look like aesthetically. Holy moly, this website does a lot. I mean, it gives predictive scoring on the likelihood to chat with the lead. It validates emails. You got lots of tools. Doesn't do much for you unless you are getting them there. This is what we're talking about, marketing. You can create your own stuff. You can create your own categories on your website. That's beyond the scope of what we're going to talk about today. We'll get in there a little bit, but just know that the tools are there. You want to create a tab on your website that says something like, standby. Just pull up a quick website. This is how fast you can find your website, should you, when you want to. And there we go. It's just important to note, maybe I want, see how I have North County communities up here on my website, or buying a home. You can create your own. You could say Brett's tab. It could be neighborhoods. It could be, I've seen it done with fill out a lease agreement, some lead gen stuff. So just know that you have a lot of choices here to consider. Birthday, home anniversary, give me a break. Let's get in here finally, okay? Thanks, everybody. And I do want to give my shout out and thanks to my colleague Delaney, which should be and is in the chat. Thank you, Delaney, to help you all out. So I'm not ignoring you, and she's doing her very best. So thank you very much. Okay, throw those in the chat. Let's go to the main dashboard. You should be seeing my screen now, just logged in. This is what it looks like, somewhat. Now, there may be a few things that might be a little different, but everything we're talking about here today, you will have. If you're deciding to become a new user, or you were on KV Core and now you're on BoldTrail, which should have happened automatically, and for some crazy, strange reason, you're seeing KV Core listening to this, log out, log back in, refresh, clear histories, and then you will. You know what I mean? It's clean your history, log out. That's all. It's just holding that old version in there for you. So where do we go? Okay, that all sounded pretty good. Show me where to go. So again, you can go on marketing on that left menu. So I'm making little circles here by that dashboard where it says dashboard. Marketing, that's one way. Or I could just type it in. If I'm looking for marketing, I could just say, hey, what's up? Marketing. Either way, I recommend this Omni Super Search, is what I like to call it. You can search for anything up here. So you don't have to memorize where they went or what they did. Just type in what you want to do. Make sense? So what we're looking at is the behavioral automation right now. That's what I've been talking about. Let me back up one more time. What else do we see in here? A couple things I'm going to point out. One is the smart campaigns. We're not going to do a deep dive, but I'm going to give you a high-level overview. Scheduling mass emails. And I'm going to stop here for a moment because I really want you to enable this. If you're newer, maybe you never used it in the past with KV Core, or you're just getting in here, whatever the case, you got to fill out a form the first time. What I mean by that is after you go to scheduled mass emails and you get started, a little form or a little, window is going to pop up and say, you need to complete this form to say that I'm not spamming people. It's like a legal thing, okay? So just get it done. All you got to say is whatever you want, but I'm using it for business. No, I'm not spamming people. This is for my business. However you want to phrase it, once you put that in, it typically takes the same day, but it can at times, depending, just the way things are, 48 hours. So don't freak out. Usually it's pretty quick. Depends on the time of day you do it. You know what I mean? Just fill out the form. It'll take you literally 2 seconds. Say yes, business, save, done. You'll get notified when you can log in. We're going to be headed here in a minute. This is how I'm going to suggest. This will be my grand finale on sending out a 4th of July email to your entire database, if you want. Thought it might be a nice use case for those of you out here. Took time to show up. Anyway, back to the slide deck. We're done on the slide deck. So let's go back to marketing. So I could use that left menu. That'll bring me right back where I was. I could have just hit the back button. Or again, I could just say, hey, where was he? He called it what? Behavioral. See what I mean? I can get straight to behavioral automation like that. So I showed you some slides. Let's get in here a little bit. So here's those statuses I referenced. Let's look at it a different way, and then I'll come right back here. So I'm gonna leave here, just for those of you that are following along, like, where did he go? And I'm gonna go to contacts. My CRM, call it what you will. And I'm going to look at a record, contact. And I'm going to draw your attention to the center, up top, client journey. There they all are. See those statuses? Think of it when I see it linear. There it is. Just straight out. It's like, okay, I get it. My ultimate goal is to get them all to closed. I shift the status. It shifts the campaign for me. And as I just explained, if I had a campaign on a prospect person, buyer or seller, or I had a campaign on a new lead buyer or seller, and they responded something, it moves them to active for you. And these 3 campaigns, active, client, contract, are just task-based for you. There's no messages going out to your people. Why? Because they responded. We don't know what they said. They said something. You decide. So these 3 stages will all be just reminding you to do something with this person, because we're not sending them any more emails or texts. Why? Because they responded. I decide to move them to client, drops the old, adds the new. I decide I'm going to move them to contract, drops the old, adds the new. And over time, you'll see, yeah, the closed campaign absolutely does have messages. Thank you. Can you believe you got a new house? Testimonials, referrals, this type of thing, right? Change campaign, changes status. Back to behavioral automation. I went to marketing, I went to behavioral automation, and here we are. I'll give you a breather if you want to follow along. Why shouldn't I turn them on for all these stages? Well, I'm already talking with you. If you're my client, I'm already talking with you if you're in contract. And by goodness, I'm already talking to you if I disclose the whole deal. So if this is the intent here, is to get them talking with you, and they haven't yet. You know, I come back after 14 days, 5 times last week, viewed one property 3 times. Now note this send agent alert. If I toggle this off and just said no, that just means we're not notifying you. The action is still happening. I want you to know that. We're going to recommend that you turn it off individually. This won't do anything except won't bug you. But if that's bugging, this is bugging that can put money into your pocket. You know what I mean? You're going to talk to them. We all know that they typically work with, the client, the consumer, the buyer, the seller, with the first person that they have a meaningful conversation with. I can preview it. What happens when they favorite a property? Hi, Brett, lead first name. I noticed you favorited 123 Main, which will all pull in for you. I'll research the property for additional info, offers comparable listings, your name, done. If you want to change it, click the edit button and rewrite it. Even is, pulling these merge tags straight to your website, so you don't even have to do anything here. No, I'm not going to edit that. Okay, everybody with me so far? I do this thing. We let you know. We engage them. Do they both get the email and the text? No. If we have phone and email, text will take priority. They don't get one of these, but every 3 days. You get notified every time. They only get engaged once per 72 hours. They will not get an email and a text. If they don't have a phone number, then they get the email. If I have both, the text will take priority. And then finally, over here on the right, you could toggle this off. I mean, if I had you on a new lead buyer campaign right now, and you responded to one of the emails sent on your behalf, that would automatically move you to active, drop that campaign, and now you're driving. Because from here on out, when you're in active status, if you don't change it, it'll be there forever. So you have to literally say, okay, now you're my client. We wrote some paperwork and representation agreement. We wrote an offer. I got accepted. Make sense? You're driving from here on out, and that's the whole point. Like, what campaign do I do? I don't have time for this. Right. You don't have to. Just turn them all on. It's so easy. We'll go there here in a sec. But back to behavioral automation. Back to behavioral automation. Making sense so far? So if for some reason you feel a little uncomfortable, I know some agents I'll speak with say, well, what are you sending and when are you sending it? And I don't know if I approve that, or I would say it that way. And, true, and point taken on all points, or all examples. But folks, put this thing to work for you. Just turn it on. And if I start talking to you, just go to the leads record. And there's a more actions button on the right-hand side where I can send an email, text, a note, etc. And just turn off behavioral alerts. Just pick that drop down under more actions and say, okay, I'm turning off just for boldest agent. Everything else is still running. Hopefully you folks are getting some confidence in this and seeing why it can convert at 5 to 10 times the industry average of internet generated leads that are shopping on your website. It's all there. You just pick up the phone. You send the text. We're doing it for you. Until we're not. And that's what I want to point out too, So let's take a peek at smart campaigns. Appreciate your patience. I know our time is dwindling a bit, and I need to show you how to build that 4th of July email. I swear it won't even take 4 minutes. It's that easy to do. And then to send it out to everybody. So the final thing I'll say, and as I mentioned, we're not going to get in deep on smart campaigns, but let me just show you where they're at. Marketing on the left. Marketing on the left, or just type up top. You could just say, hey, what do they call this? Called smart campaign? And you do have to spell right. Sorry. Down here at the bottom, right? I see any MLS ID that has smart in it because it works like that too. But down here below, there's my smart campaigns. And here I am. So if this is your first time seeing this, I'll just spend a few moments because we need to go build an email here in a second. You'll love it. Bring your attention to the upper left, My Campaigns. I have 3 tabs, System Library and Templates. Templates are where all the emails and texts and call reminders and task reminders live. You can create your own, but all the ones that are used in our smart campaigns all live here. So if I wanted to take one of these and clone it, modify it, change it, delete it. System Library are where all the finished campaigns live. We have many more than you need. You could take any of them and change them for your purposes. And then finally, upper far left, My Campaigns. These are all the ones that I have in my system right now. I'm seeing here, what is this? 1 to 10 of 53. Do you need 53? No, you do not. Remember, I'm an instructor, so we use this a lot, and a lot of people do this training. There should be 11 in yours, and 2 of them are not turned on. So you have only 9 active. This I know. You have one for the new lead. You have one for the buyer and the seller. For the sphere, I believe you have a sphere on there. But anyway, the point is I want you to review it. Look at them, and what do you do? It's like, where do I even start? Well, you could just type in buyer. Show me all the buyers. Do the same for sellers. Do the same for sphere. You can see on the far right if it's turned on. Why? Because it's toggled on, blue, right? Like we talked about. If it's left, it's off. If I turn it on right now, I'm like, I want to use this one. It is not retroactive. That means it does not go find everybody who's in a new lead buyer or prospect seller status, because that's how the campaigns work, status and type. New lead buyer, new lead seller, campaign for both. Sphere homeowner, got a campaign for that one. Even renters. Right? Got a client buyer, client seller, contract buyer, contract seller. My point is here, when you turn it on for the first time, it does not retroactively attach it. You'll still have to go decide. You could do it in mass over in your contact site. I want all these 100 buyer leads to have this campaign attached. Or you could do it one by one. But from this moment forward, now these campaigns are available if they're turned on. If I wanted to review what it actually says, just click on the campaign's name over on the far left. Let's see. Okay, we're not going to get into all this because we have a few things to cover, but just an overview. Okay, so as soon as this campaign got turned on, the client is getting a text if they have a phone number. If they don't, they won't get the text, they'll get the email. Okay, if I want to view what it says, just view on the far right. If you want to edit it, you're like, where do you edit it? How do you do that? You got to clone it and make it your own. You got to clone it and make it your own because these were put there for you. That's why. Okay, so no big deal. I would just come up top and say, you know what? I don't like that first text, or I don't want that day 2 email. Now, I'm going to encourage you not to overthink this. These have been tested extensively, folks. Yeah, should you make it personal? Yeah, maybe you change the first one. Maybe you make it specific to the way you all speak where you're at. You know what I mean? Because it isn't one size fits all, but it is at least one size that you can take without having to reinvent the wheel and make your own really easily. But to start, get them to your website. Do something. Don't just sit on and say, well, I hope that, someone responds to me. I sure hope something falls in my lap. We can do something about that, okay? Day 4, let's see. This one runs for day 126, or that was a different. It actually runs for 30. If I haven't reached you in a new lead status in 30 days, we're suggesting you put them over to prospect. And you know why that's awesome? Because if you move them back to prospect from new lead, it changes campaign for you. You don't have to do it as long as the campaign's on. So there it is. Smart campaigns. We have extensive training on this. Getting started is a good place to start on that. You should have a campaign for everyone. An easy way to think about it is just look at a contact record. Create a test one, right? If you don't have any in there yet, just don't use the email you log in with. There's a campaign for every stage of the client journey. Sphere, prospect, new lead, active, client, contract, close. That's your answer. You move a status, moves the campaign for you. Drops the old, adds the new. It'll be noted on the timeline what happened in the center. Let's make this worth your while. I'm going to go help you build an email, and we're going to send it out to our entire database. Now, when you are in your contact section, when you were in your contact section, upper left, with your CRM essentially, right? You'll notice there's these little check boxes kind of in the center underneath that search field. Do y'all see that? I could select them all. We're limited to 250 per page. But if I selected email, this is our email modal or email window. We're going to go build a template. Up here, up right, it says templates. If I click in here, that's where all the emails that we have written for you already live, or any email that you create yourself or modify yourself. So that way I don't have to rewrite it. So for example, I think I already did a 4th of July. Let's see. I just typed in holiday. I'm looking for all the emails that I made of holiday. There's one I did last year, 4th of July. But just as an example, boom. Okay. I created the email template. You're going to do it too here in about 2 seconds. Keep it simple, right? And then I could send it out to 250 people. Either that or use the back in marketing, that scheduled mass email tool. So with this tool, after you fill out that form, let's say you have substantially more than 250 leads and you don't have to go 250 next, 250 next, right? Then you would use this tool to email everybody at once. And I would still use that template field and I would just type in holiday. Why? Because I named it holiday. You can name it whatever you want. If I said Brett's email template, then I would type in Brett and I'd find Brett's email template. You know what I mean? So here's like Thanksgiving, for example. I could schedule this to go out right now for November. This making sense to everyone? So here will just be a nice little something you can do with your database for those of you that are already in here with BoldTrail. Easy to do. And don't forget, or remember for the first time, that you also have that ChatGPT. Well, it's not ChatGPT. Think of it as BoldTrail's version of ChatGPT baked into the platform for emailing, texting, and call scripting. So if I was to write that email and you're like, nah, why don't you just write it for me, Smart Assistant? Click Smart Assistant. What do you want to do? You want a welcome email? Check in? Maybe I want to do a custom prompt. Happy 4th of July from your area. When you have real estate needs, let me know, or, whatever you're going to say. But let's check out how fast, send a welcome email message, send a check-in message, use custom prompts. There it is. Boom, done, send. Do something, please, to get them to your website. So let's go build the template. We're going to leave here. We're going to go over to marketing on the left. That's where we just were. I'm going for, where is it? Smart campaigns. Smart campaigns. Manage campaigns. They're just here, right? We did a brief little tour. I showed you here. I can see what the campaign's name is on the far right, if it's turned on or not. Check, right? Let's go to templates. It's 1, 2, 3 in the upper left, 1, 2, 3 over from my campaigns. This is where all those emails and texts and call reminders, call this person on the 7th day of this campaign kind of thing, and tasks. We're looking for emails right now, so go ahead and type in holiday. You all have this. And again, you can rename it, but the way that this naming convention is for us is we have all the holiday emails under the name holiday. So if you type in holiday, you'll see all of ours. You see that at least in my system, I have over 98. I wouldn't expect that many. I've created a lot, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these are from a few years ago. What I recommend is taking any one of them and just clone it and make it your own. What do I mean? Well, there's Thanksgiving, there's Halloween, you have Christmas, you have New Year. I think there's a Martin Luther King Day. I'm not sure we have President's Day or Valentine's, but the point is I can take any of these. and make them my own. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Can you drag and drop? Can you hold your mouse or your trackpad down and select something? Then you can do this. But for example, maybe I just take the one Halloween version. I like to show this one. But I'm going to make this 4th of July. So I'm going to go to clone it over on the far right. I mean, you could check it out first, but just clone and you'll be able to see what it is. Right? That's how easy it is. Okay, there it is, little pumpkin. Here is some text down here. It has your signature down on the lower. There's the cute little pumpkin. Up here at the top, well, I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to leave holiday in. So every time I type in holiday, then I'll be able to find all my holiday emails that I can use in 2 seconds. So maybe I call this 4th of July, 25. I rename the subject, happy 4th of July from your realtor, Brett, or whatever you're going to do. I'd come down here. Happy Halloween becomes, I just typed in, highlighted it, happy 4th of July. And you'll see the editor where I can bold, italic, change fonts, that type of thing. That's how easy it is. You've been watching. It hadn't even been barely 2 minutes yet. Now, what about the picture? Well, I don't want that one. That doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense for 4th of July. So I'm going to click on it, literally. And when you click on any of these things, when you're building or modifying an email, the option to change it is over on the right. So you see that it changed. Oh, change image. You want to change your image? Just click on the pumpkin. Over here on the right, it says change image. Then now what? Change image. You can search free photos. You can upload your own. If I wanted to search free photos up here, up top, up left, I could either upload from my machine or I could go to search free photos. You have full permission to use any and all of these. So maybe I just say 4th of July or American flag or whatever you're looking for. If you like one, there's one. There's some fireworks. That looks pretty cool. If I use this flag, for example, I say import. Maybe give it a second or two. You're going to select insert. Boom. Guys, come on. That was so easy. Click on the image, change image, search for what you're looking for or upload. Make sure you change the text down here because I didn't. Right? It still says something about trick or treat, Make sure and, make your wishes appropriate right here. Just to remind you of that if you're following along or watching the recording. Safe and spooky holiday is also not appropriate. You get me, right? It's that easy, but you don't have to put in your signature. If I could spell here, sorry. It's already there. That will be a link to your website. It's already there. Okay, so done. So then I would clone the template. Now, the hardest part about this, folks, truly, is just remembering what you called it. And we call that a template name, not the subject. You're not going to be searching for the subject. You're searching for the name. Now, you could make it the same. I could have said, well, my template is the same as my subject. You could do that. Just make it easy for you to remember it because over time, you're going to build quite a library, right? Because you're going to reuse maybe this one email and reuse that text. You want to create another task reminder on day 17 when you're in contract. Any and all these things, okay? Then I go ahead and clone the template. I remember holiday 4th of July 25. Let's go find it. And then we'll send it out and I'll get you back to your day. You can hopefully go sell a house and go send this out. So I'm going to clone template. You will get, it'll tell you, hey, we saved it. Cool. Now what? Well, you can do one of two things. Again, I can go back to contacts. If maybe, you just don't have that many leads or you just want to send the 250. I could filter. I could say, show me all my, over here on the left, new leads. This is how easy it is. It sorts for you. Show me all my new leads that are buyers. Show me all my new leads that are buyers that have a certain hashtag. Hashtags in this system are how we create our own labels, our own categories. You just do it on the fly. They're just for you. And I could say, well, I know they want a pool, a new lead buyer. Maybe I want to share a listing. Okay, show me everybody that's a new lead buyer that's a pool. I could save this filter and then target them for Happy 4th of July. Maybe I say for all these people, maybe I had given a hashtag of, I don't know, holiday card. Maybe I just say, well, they're just browsing, but I want to make sure I include them when I send out a holiday card. Maybe I tag them, pull up this group, select that group, select email, right? So far, so good, right? Just collect all the people you want. You filtered for them. Go to templates over here on the right. Type in what? I could say 4th, holiday. Let's see what comes up with 4th. You'll see I've done this quite a few times. 4th of July. Where's my 25? If you don't see it, there it is, 4th of July 25. I select it. There's the one we just built. Send. Done. Okay, so that's from the contacts. Now we would replicate that once you have got into marketing. Scheduled mass emails, right? I'm scheduling this to go out into the future. It'll always be tomorrow, is when you're going to send it. That's the earliest you can do. But it's like a one click and done type of situation. I could schedule you again for here's Christmas in December, here's Thanksgiving in November, here's Halloween in October. Schedule them now. You don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year. So I get started. Again, if you came in late, you got to fill out a form. It shouldn't take more than a day typically. Could take 2 depending. And that's it. And then once you get notified, you can now use the scheduled mass email tool. I'm going to schedule that email in the upper right-hand corner where it says schedule email, right? And then here on the left, we're going to say, well, who do you want to send that to, folks? Did you save a filter like I suggested? If you saved it, I could use that filter to target. Is it by hashtags? Show me everybody that has the pool hashtag, holiday card. I'm going to spell that one right. You get the idea, right? So you can target specifically based on your categories that you've created. Everybody has pool and holiday card. Or you want to send it to everybody, just say, okay, let's just go ahead and send to everybody that has a certain status, because that's how the whole system's organized. So I would say sphere and prospect and new lead and active and client and contract and finally close. Now, if you didn't want to exclude any one of those, then don't add it. I go to templates. What do I put in? Let's just do 4th again. 4th of July. Where's my 25? Just saw it. And if you don't see it right away, just hit a quick refresh. Okay, just hit a quick refresh. I've been using multiple tabs, you know what I mean? So it might not have caught up quite yet. So I would go to all statuses. I'm scheduling an email to go out for 4th of July to my entire database. If I could get this clicker right, there we go. Contract and close, right? Then I go to templates. I type in 4th. Many examples. There's my 25. I select it. There's my subject. There's my email. I'm going to review it. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Far upper right, when do you want it to go? Well, I want it to go on the 4th. So you're going to say in the upper right, well, here I want it to go out on Friday. Okay. What time? Tell me. It's Eastern time. 8 a.m., let's say. And that's it. So then I schedule it and you're done. There it is, folks. I'm going to drop the mic on that one. I'm going to see how we're doing. Delaney, we had any outstanding questions, if you could fire those over. If not, in Slack, yeah. I know she's been hustling, so my thanks again. I hope you all were nice to her there in the Slack. She's doing her best. A lot of stuff going on. Let me bring it back around then. Number one, I want to just thank you all again for your time. I know there's a lot going on in this world and in your lives too. So thank you for considering using this for your business. I know you have many choices there at EXP. Pretty cool. Give this a scan, would you, on your phone, please? Just pull up your camera app. I know you all know this. Pull that QR code. If you could take 2 seconds, let us know how we're doing, because we still have some more days in that 100 days of training with those 4 I mentioned. The getting started, why choose BoldTrail, next level training. Today's was CRM market. We appreciate you. Can you show someone how to add a photo into template? Sure. No problemo. Okay. Let me get everyone back on track of where I was at. Okay. Because adding a photo is just as easy as when I searched for this American flag. So let's walk through the steps real quick. Let's just do it one more time. I'm going to go to marketing. I'm going to find smart campaigns. Once I get to smart campaigns in the upper left, I'm going to find templates. 1, 2, 3, templates. I'm in the email tab. What am I looking for? Holidays. So I'm going to type holiday. I know he told me holidays, so there's all my holidays. So I'd click on one of these, clone, and there will be an image there. It will, like the pumpkin that I just showed you. It could be, Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just going to change it. So I click on that beautiful sunset. And over on the right, I get an option to change an image. If I say change image, you should see your folder. And if you don't, just dig into your folder one more click and you will. Then there's an upload button at the very top left. Now, my example last time was search free photos. And then I just typed in 4th of July or American flag, and then it gave me options, and I have permission. Or just hit upload. So if you're going to upload a picture that you have on your machine, you're going to choose upload. Then it's going to pull up your computer. You're going to pick the picture you want, and that's it. Now, if you're building it from scratch, that's a whole other monster, but it really is super easy. And I'll show you just because you asked. So I don't recommend you all do this. Why reinvent the wheel when you can just take one of ours and modify it? Change the text, change the picture, everything else is pretty much set, send. You know what I mean? But if I was going to add a template and I was building my own email template and I use the advanced editor, your default will always be our basic text editor. If I wanted to put a picture from my computer of me or something in there, I would literally just, it's blank. You know what I mean? There's nothing in here, folks, which is why I recommend you clone one of ours. And it's saying, well, drop what or drag what you want right here where it says drop content block. I would just click image, hold, drop. That's it. And so if I wanted to put my picture in there, it says browse, I click on browse, and then we'll get to the same place we just were. I either upload from my machine, I click the picture, upload, done. That's how easy it is to do. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to be respectful of whoever's behind me. We have 1 minute to go. Delaney, my awesome colleague here, it looks like we're pretty good in the question because she's amazing, and so are all of you. Have a safe and happy 4th. I believe that there is one on Wednesday at 11 a.m., and I believe it is getting started. Thank you all. Have a good day.